The 2022 Capcom Pro Tour Japan Qualifier was the scene of an epic showdown between the GOAT himself, Daigo Umehara, and an up-and-coming phenom, Higuchi. My name is Hot Soup, and this is an esports breakdown.
Hansu.
This match had all the ingredients of a classic Rocky movie. We have our aging legend looking to capture his former glory, a young upstart groomed and trained by his opponent's well-known rival, everything on the line for both players, and the best part, it's a mirror match. This is basically determine who the best Guile player was in Japan. I mean, that's how this works, right? 20-year-old Higuchi not only represents a new generation of Street Fighter professional, but also the benefits of being forged from a development program in professional fighting games, specifically by professional player and CEO of the Shinobi-ism School of Gaming, Momochi, who's also widely considered Daigo's rival. We haven't really seen this much outside of Japan, but there's a real push over there to ensure that young players are being brought up to understand the fundamentals in fighting games specifically. There are training facilities, media, and sports fitness training consultants. It's really impressive. I think Higuchi is proof positive that this is something that's almost necessary in the professional leagues. I mean, without new blood, many worry the sport of fighting games is just going to stagnate and die. Without a way to nurture talent, I think it's real easy for young professionals to be deterred by the mountain of experience they face with entrenched veterans in the sport. Fighting games, unlike most other esports types games, really doesn't rely too much on quick reflexes or reaction times. I mean, that definitely helps you in a match, but I think experience and really having the fundamentals down and the mechanics of doing the moves is really a benefit to an older veteran player. But back to the match. Daigo had a fairly rocky tournament. He's in the losers bracket here of top 8 after going down to Otani in a clutch set. He did get his revenge on Otani not too much later, but he barely clawed his way through the lower brackets to make it here. Still, he's widely considered the best Guile player in the game and very much a good shot at winning the whole thing still. Higuchi, on the other hand, kind of made it look easy as he steamrolled his way through the lower brackets. Even his pre-match quote here, "I want you all to count the number of sonic booms in this set," tells me he's having a good time. So Guile's a simple man with a simple plan. The typical game plan is really just the same as he had in Street Fighter 2. You can use the sonic booms to zone opponents out. If they manage to get close, he's got a number of tools to push them away, from his classic flash kick, which makes jumping in on him extremely dangerous, and a number of command normals that can easily link to some serious combos. In Street Fighter 5, he has one of the most overpowered critical arts, or supers. With a full stick of butter, he can unleash this sonic hurricane attack, which takes up so much screen real estate, does massive normal and chip damage, and it's all super simple to link into. So, yeah, most Guile matches boil down to Guile putting on the range pressure, building up that super bar, and unleashing this hurricane to clinch it. So what happens when you have two Guiles on the screen? It's a game of chicken at that point. One of these Guiles has to break the Sonic Boom War and commit to coming in. And this is where the head games come in, as both players are trying to jockey for that range position and then closing out the match with a super. I want to reiterate, there's a lot on the line. $5,000 for the first place prize in this tournament, but more importantly, a guaranteed spot in the Capcom Cup tournament with a chance to win over $200,000 in that. So yeah, this is serious business. Whoever loses this one is knocked out for the season. All the top 8 matches were first to 3 or best of 5. To help us keep track of who is who, know that Daigo is in the Guile with the military camo, and Higuchi's Guile is sporting the Olympic team outfit. In this first game, the game plans become very clear. Higuchi tries to establish control of the zoning game by focusing on those sonic booms. But Daigo plays aggressive right from the get-go. The first game seems to be over in a flash, as Daigo basically prevents Higuchi from getting comfortable at any range and makes some pretty great decisions, from chipping out Higuchi in the first round, and this other instance where he used his V-Skill 2 to delay and avoid the sonic boom as he landed, and he got right into Higuchi's face. He pretty much dominated this first game.
also knows that Higuchi has none either, so he's willing to activate this. Doesn't have to worry about the chip, and he baits him into jumping. Daigo said, you know what? I learned those Sonic Boom fakes in Street Fighter 2.
Higuchi opts not to take a breather and heads right back into it without going to the character select screen. Each of the players can do that after a match. They can take a moment, rethink their strategy or to take a rest. But no, they jump right back into a rematch for the second game. And you can tell Higuchi's fired up. I think he realized he was playing a bit too pensive, but he doesn't really change his game plan. He establishes the Sonic Boom game, but this time he was willing to stay fairly close to Daigo and not try and run away. He got a bit of damage here on this move and there with some clean booms. And sure enough, he pulls Daigo into a Sonic Boom battle and pulls out a clutch Hurricane to win this first round. It's almost mirrored the first game.
Oh, yeah, Higuchi. Ooh, I wasn't sure if it was going to reach, but they were much closer than I thought they were. Okay.
Daigo seriously got baited there, and I wonder if it got to him, because in this next round, he really slows it down. Unfortunately, that bolstered Higuchi to double down on the boom game. It led to this trade, which was pretty amazing. Just goes to show how evenly matched these guys are.
And then the EX Sonic Boom trade, I love it, right when they both got up.
Daigo does manage to still get the round, but doggedly, Higuchi keeps the boom pressure on into this third round. Has a series of fortunate reads on Daigo, spends his beater to almost kill in the corner here, and then finishes Daigo off with a Sobot kick. It was actually a pretty good read.
The Sobot beats the fist. Sorry, fam.
All right, 1-1. Daigo, also looking fired up, jumps right back into a rematch. No breaks needed. They start this round with a bit of a stare down. From here on out, I think Daigo starts playing a bit rush, and I get the sense Higuchi picked up on it. Despite his age, he showed real maturity in just sticking to his game plan. He doesn't take any crazy risks, but he does make some bad decisions early in the round, which gave Daigo a huge life lead. But Higuchi's not deterred. He even pulls this super pretty combo to get back into it. For those who aren't familiar with the game, this is not easy to do with a charged character. It's a pretty combo. The round comes down to the wire, and it's Daigo who flinches with a risky jump in, and he gets punished for it.
Jump in with Higuchi with the crouching heavy punch in time to take it at 4 seconds.
The second round stays close as well, but Daigo makes a critical misjudgment here and blows all his resources on this Hurricane Super that doesn't quite reach. Higuchi is still in trouble here in this nerve-wracking situation at the corner.
Trying to pick his perfect spot.
Oh, the counter hit. Oh, nice. I like it. He's trying to put Daigo in a chip situation.
I think everyone watching thought he was trying to chip kill Daigo with the super, but instead he burned some of the resources on an EX boom, which I think caught Daigo's timing off guard, and then he capitalized on a regular boom to seal the game. I mean, this is big brain stuff. He does a pretty fantastic job for someone so young in the sport.
And the way Higuchi's been playing it, he's been playing it so well, veteran-like. Even though he didn't hold on to the super right there, I really love him using the EX. He established such a dominant game, pushed Daigo to the range where he was
up 2-1. Inexplicably, Daigo chooses again to jump right back in. He dominates the first round with constant pressure, but Higuchi clinches the second round with some patient play. In the third round, Daigo's having none of it. He's just piling on the pressure again, gets this really sweet combo off to stun, and clinches it with the Hurricane. Just super aggressive, and he manages to tie it up.
Daigo was being so aggressive that round. He just turned it into a completely different playstyle all of a sudden.
We are going into a full set now. Nobody takes a break. Daigo does not let off the gas pedal. They eventually get into this crazy Sonic Boom battle. I was out of my seat at this point. Higuchi does get the better of him, though. He does such a good job of peppering in this throw through all the matches and really left Daigo guessing.
Higuchi, the leading everything. The booms and all their children.
Oh, man.
Oh, and then he picks that perfect spot in that Sonic Boom War to dash forward and get the throw for set point.
I think Higuchi did an excellent job preparing for this. But now round 2, Daigo's not giving up. Higuchi smells blood in the water and just wants to close this out. He takes a few risks coming in and Daigo capitalizes. He even manages to get out of the corner and whiff punish Higuchi to clinch the round. Man.
So scary. Daigo though fighting his way off, but there's that EX flash kick, this time from Higuchi.
Yeah, Higuchi had that slight hezzy on the wake up too to wait for Daigo to wake up with his own. So very close. Go to this last round, recovers in time, and checks his legs.
No, too far away, but Daigo ready to punish that whip throw. And back to back.
Last round, last game, let's go! We're seeing history in the making here. It comes down to this. How will the players respond? It starts off with a boom battle, of course, in a Guile matchup. It starts off with a boom battle. They're both playing chicken here. Who's going to break first? Daigo gets a clean hit and spaces this anti-air perfectly. He pushes Higuchi to the corner. And I gotta tell you, I thought it was over. Daigo is in a dominant position here with his health and the position that he's in. But he decides to let up a bit. To Higuchi's credit, he also played it cool and teched where he needed to. Coming back to the neutral, Higuchi settles back into his boom game. And it works. Daigo doesn't seem to have an answer. He's walking and blocking here. You could cut the tension with a knife.
Daigo walk and block. Look at this, walk and block and walk and block. And he is actually building distance on him. Checks him. Plus breaks the shimmy.
There's a bit of a scramble as Higuchi gets out of the corner. This V-shift proves to be Daigo's downfall. Higuchi's execution here is excellent and brings Daigo's health bar straight down. One thing to note, he did not choose to do an EX move in any of those combos. He saves his resources, and that's just confidence there. And of course, it leads to this, a clutch moment with an awesome read.
Critical art for the kill, 3-2 to eliminate Daigo and stay alive in CPT.
Oh, what a match, and a heartbreaker for Daigo. I'm sure if he could redo that round, he would have kept Higuchi in that corner and just relied on the chip kill. But call it nerves or simply trying to play it safe, it cost him dearly. Higuchi deserves all the credit, though. He played an impeccable game. When it came time to execute, he didn't drop a thing. I think we'll be seeing a lot of Higuchi in the future. He truly deserves the title of Rising Star in the sport. Unfortunately, I think Higuchi expended everything he could in that win. He went on to play Gachikun in the next match and got thoroughly destroyed by his Rashid in a 0-3 match. But still, this match with Daigo, this mirror match with Daigo, is a match for the ages. I hope I've managed to highlight the importance of this game. I think it marks a generational shift in the sport. I'm looking forward to what we'll see in Street Fighter 6 from these kids. But thank you all for watching. If you got this far, if you like my content, please give it a like. I plan to do more of these esports breakdowns, so hit that subscribe if you want to alert when I do so. So have a good one, and I will see you on the streets.